So autism is a neurodivergent disorder that affects four major areas of the individual's life.
Okay.
It affects the social aspects, the cognitive aspect.
So how are these things diagnosed? Because sometimes I feel like there are some people that are normal, but we tend to not be sure because of their late development.
Yeah.
And some things happen to some children and some parents are not sure what's happening. So what is it not? So what can I say in my child that makes me afraid, but I should not be worried about?
Okay. So autism is not a disease.
Okay.
So because some people say we say disease and they know autism is not a disease. Autism is not transferable. Okay. So some people, we have parents, I've seen parents who say, oh, this child has autism, don't come near my child. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've come across a child who can paint.
Yes, I've seen that.
Exactly, you paint. And then why not feature the energy to that aspect? So as parents, so I'm writing a book.
Okay.
And I'm hoping it to be out soon. And then the first thing I talked about in the book was acceptance.
What's the title of the book?
Ability and disability.
Hello everyone, I'm Gabriel and I'm here with
Olajumoke.
Yeah, we're here to speak about autism. But before we go into the conversation, I'd like Jumoke to introduce herself properly.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Olajumoke and I'm a special educationist. I work with children who have autism and I'm also a consultant. I also take therapy sessions with children one-on-one and I'm an advocate for inclusion generally.
Okay, I am an advocate for mental health. I want us to start by defining what autism is.
Okay, so autism is a neurodivergent disorder that affects four major areas of the individual's life.
Okay.
It affects the social aspects, the cognitive aspects, the learning aspects, and communication aspects.
Okay.
So an individual who has autism for social interaction, you see this person is isolated.
Okay.
The person does not want to interact with others. For the child does not want to play with other kids. So you are seeing children probably at a party. They're all playing, they're having fun, but this child is just in one space alone, isolated. And even when you make attempts to want to make friends with this child, the child is just withdrawn. So that's in the social aspect. For communication, we can have delayed speech. So usually at 1 year or before 1 year, we have children already babbling, saying words like mama, papa, but for this child would find it difficult to make sounds.
Okay.
So that's where we have delayed speech. And so the child probably is talking at 4. And even at 4, the words are not really clear or the words are just coming as intervals.
Yeah.
Yes. And then for the learning part, we have learning disability. So that child is not functioning at the appropriate age level where his other friends or his age mates are functioning academically. So when we check out these things, these major areas, we know that there is a challenge.
So how are these things diagnosed? Because sometimes I feel like there are some people that are normal, but we tend to not be sure because of their late development.
Yeah. So we don't detect at maybe less than 1 or 2.
Okay.
So diagnosis takes place at 3. Oh. So there are certain milestones you expect from children.
Yes.
Like I talked about the communication aspects and then the academic aspects, the social interaction aspects, and then diagnoses are taken, assessments are taken. And then when these certain milestones are not met, then we know there is a challenge. And then it's important that the parents seek help immediately.
Okay. So that leads me to asking you what autism is not. Okay. So because we have established that it's hard to detect at some point.
Yeah.
So, and some things happen to some children and some parents are not sure what's happening. So what is it not? So what can I say in my child that makes me afraid, but I should not be worried about?
Okay. So autism is not a disease.
Okay.
So because some people say we say disease and they know autism is not a disease. Autism is not transferable. Okay. So some people, we have parents, I've seen parents who say, oh, this child has autism, don't come near my child. Or please, I don't want this child in the same class with my child. No, autism is not transferable. Autism is not a death sentence for the child and the parent.
Or is it curable?
No. So there's no known cause for autism. So there is no cure for autism. It's a lifelong challenge.
Okay, a quick question.
Okay.
Is it genetically transferred?
Yes. So because there's no known cause for it, but there are some certain things that are aligning to make a whole. Yes. So genetics is part of it, and environmental factors. So we have so research has also shows that prolonged labor, and then there's low oxygen, anoxia, the first cry,
That's when the child is.
Yes,
in the-
yes. So there are 3 stages. There's the perinatal, there's the prenatal, then there's the postnatal.
So the health of the mother.
It's important.
Okay. I never knew that.
Yes, because as a lady, yes, the guy fat and the guy aspect so has to, but the woman is the one who's carrying this child now. Okay. So that's why mostly or majorly it's important that women are careful with the kind of lifestyle they live.
Wow.
Drugs is important. You don't know the kind of medication you're taking in can affect the child.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So now we're talking about the problem and here for a solution for it. We're trying to talk about when it has happened and this child now has autism. Okay. How can we help improve this child in the society?
Okay. Now for the parents, imagine finding out that your child has this problem and I know it's a lifelong issue. First off, like I said, it's a death sentence. So as members of the society, it's only important that we also show love.
Can we start from the parents advocates? Because
they are the ones with these kids.
So I can't. Sometimes I don't know how they feel. Some bad parents may even throw away the child or something. Some may think it's a curse or something. How do parents, first of all, start to navigate this lifelong sentence?
Okay.
Before we go into the
society. So as parents, I'm writing a book.
Okay.
And I'm hoping it to be out soon. And then the first thing I talked about in the book was acceptance.
What's the title of the book?
Ability and disability.
Wow.
So the first thing I talked about was acceptance. Because imagine a woman carrying a child for 9 months and you're expecting a bundle of joy, and then all of a sudden the child is growing, not achieving certain milestones or not attaining. So it's not easy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm with these children maybe 1 hour, 30 minutes for my sessions or 3 hours or 4 hours. And I know what I have to deal with. Not talk of the parents who would be with these children that's forever. So yes, it's actually hard.
Yeah.
For the parents and then for the siblings. Is it the financial aspects, the mental aspects? This child will definitely be on medication. The educational part is even because of educating these children. Shali here in Abuja is on the high side. Okay. So definitely parents have to have a steady income to be able to take care of this child academically.
Okay.
Then we talk about the dieting. The child's diet has to be in check to make sure that.
So you're saying, first of all, the parents have to accept that, okay,
there is a problem that is what has happened. Because if you're not accepting there is a child, then solutions can't come.
Okay, what about, because what you just said now highlights the fact that you need a lot of resources to tend for this child. What about those that do not have these resources?
So I've seen some centers that definitely, even for the neurotypical children, so neurotypical children are the normal children, of course.
Okay.
Yes. If schools we know range, there are different price range. Yeah. Do you get? Yeah. So definitely for these special centers, so there are different price range.
Okay. Right. So I think I like the point about acceptance. That's on the family level, on the parental level. Now let's move to the societal level where they are going to be engaging with people that do not have that family tie law already for them. Even I can't remember what you call them, neurotypical children, they have their own challenges already.
Exactly.
Not to talk more of those that are having these challenges. So how are they going to, first of all, I want to know, do they have a responsibility? That's these children with disability. Is there something they can do for themselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've come across a child who can paint.
Yes, I've seen that.
Exactly, you paint. And then why not feature the energy to that aspect? For me, I feel we know parents, okay, in this part of the world, every parent wants my child to be a doctor, to be a nurse, to be able to read, to be able to count 1 to thousands. But you notice that this child is going to be painting. direct the energy to this thing. We have some children who, when this child sings, I know I've come across a child who sings Mr. Dawson Oyekon song. Yes, his words are not clear, but when he's singing, you know that this is what this child is singing. Channel that energy there.
So, in other words, what I can see is that everything still falls back to the parents.
Yes.
Wow, interesting.
So just look at what the child is good at. Is he playing? I've seen a child who loves playing drum. Focus your energy there.
Okay, so now I want you to do a bit of work on giving an awareness to people outside, because I feel like we are also responsible for these children as members of the society. So what can we do to help them?
Okay, so I'm an advocate of inclusion.
Okay.
Because if we are not inclusive, then it will be difficult for these families to thrive in the society.
Yeah.
So we've come across parents who tell you, I don't want to go to church. I don't take my child to church because when my child is in church, there are certain behaviors these children will exhibit, and then everybody's looking like this is bad parenting. Now, when you see a child outside expressing some certain behaviors, some people tend to be like, parenting, that is not bad parenting. Okay. You don't know what that parent is dealing with that child at that point in time. So one, being aware.
Okay.
And then I feel if you don't even know what is going, you don't have to talk.
Okay.
So you go to an event and then you're seeing a child running all over the place, and we always quick to judge. Where's your parents? Where's your mom? Can't she hold you?
So how do we draw the balance of, you know how they say a child is raised by a
community?
Why are we going to draw the balance?
Love.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Love, patience, tolerance. Because if you don't have these three things, it will be difficult for inclusion to take place.
Love, patience, tolerance.
Yes. When you have these three things, inclusion will be very, very easy. Now, inclusion is a lifestyle. It's not just, we're an inclusive society. In our worship centers, what are we doing? Are we creating? Yes, we've got some worship centers who have aspects of the sign language. That is inclusion. Now, for a child who is on the autism spectrum, our children's departments, are they welcoming? Or it's just for the neurotypical children, we teach them, and then the child who is on the spectrum has nothing to gain because and then parents feel, then just keep this child at home. Because if we're taking to church, there's nothing, people are already asking why it's all over the place. But we can all be aware that, okay, these children are part of us. And then we know that it will make the parents feel happy and that, oh yes, I have this issue, but everyone around me is helping me raise this child in the little way they can.
This is the first time I myself am seeing this in this light. I feel already educated about this, and I think I'm going to have to begin to be inclusive. Yes, be inclusive. Now I want to talk a bit about family.
Okay.
Then I think we're going to continue the rest in another episode. Now, how do you think that even in the family, the development of these children can be established?
Okay.
Because you know that even with the neurotypical children, I learned that word today. Even the neurotypical children, you have to be very careful with them, especially in their first 3 years where their brain is developing. You have to be very careful. Now, these ones, you don't even have opportunity for proper feedback because you said they have communication deficiencies. So you are not even able to understand, or is there a way to understand? I don't know. That's my question.
Okay, so for families, like I said earlier, it's not easy. We've heard stories of father leaving,
okay,
father the home leaving because this child has a challenge. No, I can't cope. The father is leaving, and then the burden is now on the mom. So it's important, like I said, love, care, love, patience, and tolerance. If members of the family, the immediate family, can have this, yes, there's a challenge, and we are coming together to fight these things. Yes, it will be a lifelong issue, but we want to come together to groom this child.
So in your training, do you have a platform where you train families, not only dealing with the child?
Yes, there are conferences where, so I just recently even had a conference last week with our parents of children with disabilities. And we're making them see that, yes, we know it's hard financially, every aspect. It's hard for you dealing with your other kids and then this child. It will not be easy. But knowing that first is not a judge sentence. Yes, you've accepted, which is the major concern that I'm accept, because we still have parents who are still not accepting that there is a challenge. They still feel, oh, it's delay. But it's obvious that there is a problem. This is autism. So first we've accepted, now coming together, siblings, pulling your weight around, oh, we have a sibling who is autistic and we're ready to see this child flourish.
So beyond the parents, I feel like even the siblings need training.
Yes, because the parents can't do this alone. And it's important because the parents will not be there for life.
Then I have another interesting question. You know how when you are showing too much empathy to somebody, it can now begin to feel like pity, and generally people don't like feeling pity. I don't know if these children feel that way or they have the ability to feel that way. Is there like a line to be drawn there?
So in special education, we say empathy and not sympathy. Okay, they are two different.
Yes.
Empathy is putting myself in your shoes. You are not pitying me. No, don't pity me. But when you need to make adjustments for me to be able to function well, make these adjustments. So they are what we call modifications. Oh, okay, this is a space. Now, because children on the autism spectrum disorder have some certain B. Now the AC is on. We are both comfortable. I can tell you, oh, Gabriel, this place is cold. Can you turn off the AC? But for someone who is autistic, because the person can express himself or herself, we not be able to tell you the AC is cold. But then there are certain behaviors you see, we call that sensory issues. Because we want to be inclusive, we want to be sensitive, empathy, we turn off the AC so that this person can be included in this environment.
Then I'll ask my final question, then we'll continue the rest later. Can these kids be wrong and can they be corrected?
Yes, it can be wrong. Yes, when education or where you've taught them to some certain aspects, they know their less. The way we all know this is right, this is wrong, they do. And then the way you correct, I heard parents to tell you, even when we're at home, I make this child know that you've done something wrong and I'll spite you or beat you for doing the wrong thing. They know.
Okay.
Yes, but they may not be able to function at their age level. So you see a 10-year-old still functioning at the age of 5. It's okay. So they know when they are doing something.
That means it actually requires a lot of patience. Thank you very much for this conversation. I hope that you guys have learned, just like I've learned a lot, and were able to begin to include others. Even for those that are neurotypical, we need this. Yeah. We need patience, we need love, and we need tolerance. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Peace.